grant an exception on the sewer connection as per the ordinance.
I guess, Commissioner Lowen.
I feel like the wording of that implies that there will be an exception. I prefer it was a little more clear that we are letting Nancy and staff decide whether or not to do one. We're not encouraging something one way or the other. To me, that feels like we're pushing one or the other.
Could you read the motion again, just to...
Request the city manager investigate the sewer connection situation in the alley and, if possible and appropriate, grant an exception on the sewer connection as per the ordinance.
I'm willing to take the word possible out of that motion if that helps people.
So I would just say,
If
and
appropriate.
if appropriate, grant an exception.
Does that settle concerns?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. Any other discussion? Commissioner Lynn?
I guess I do want to ask the city manager if there's any discomfort with that.
Not that I know of right now, but obviously there's a lot of details about the situation that I don't know that we know all of those yet. So based on what I know about the situation, I know about what you're expecting, I don't think I'm uncomfortable right now.
I guess I would like to add maybe a friendly amendment to this and say that the city manager provide a report to the commission on the situation and the basis for the decision either way.
I'm comfortable with that.
Provide a report and basis of the,
Basis of the decision?
Either the approval or the denial, yeah.
Correct, yeah.
approval or denial.
Any further discussion? I guess we'll move to a vote. All those in favor, please vote by saying aye. Aye. And those opposed, the same?
Nay.
So that motion passes 6-1. Okay. Next on our agenda is announcements on city-related issues and new business. Commissioner Cooler.
To remind people that Thursday is Halloween, 6 until 8. And leaf pickup is going on, starting this week. Don't rake your leaves out too early because it plugs up all the storm sewers and we've got rain coming. So if you're not gonna get scooped up until next week,
Yes, the 11th.
the 11th, keep them out of the catch basin if possible.
I would like to remind the public that ICRH, Isabella County Restoration House, which is the temporary homeless shelter for Isabella County, opened this past weekend. And if you know people who are in need, to direct them to 120 South Pine Street. And I believe they do intake around 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon, and people can come in earlier and get registered and begin to get the services that they need in the afternoon. And also if you're interested in volunteering, ICRH depends on volunteers to provide those services. And also I'd like to remind the public that on November 7th, the International Relations Council, which supports our sister city relationship with Okaya, Japan, is having their annual banquet to fundraise. And tickets are available for $25 for kids and $30 for adults. Commissioner Toles.
I got one correction or comment to make on our October 4th end of the week report that was sent to all the commissioners regarding Bob's Barber Shop. I received a call from Mr. Bill Cook, the owner of Bob's Barber Shop, and it says the owner contacted us in 2017 about wanting to replace the existing blade sign. The zoning ordinance at the time did not allow the blade sign. He has called me twice since then. He brought in a design for the sign, and It was allowed back then, from what he's telling me. And he went ahead and designed the sign. And it took a while. I think Wilson Steel Fab was making the steel part of it to go on his facade. And then Maury's logo was doing the other part of it. And then when he went back to get a permit, the new zoning ordinance took effect, and they told him, no, you couldn't put it up. So, just trying to correct that.
Commissioner Ling.
I'd like to mention that the League of Women Voters is having a program tomorrow night, the 29th, out at Mid-Michigan Community College at 6:30. And it's going to be an opportunity for residents to learn about 3 important things that are happening. There's going to be 2 presentations dealing with ballot proposals from last November. One, an explanation of the redistricting proposal and the application process for becoming part of the new commission that's being established that will be in charge of doing the redistricting in 2022. The second item will be on the proposal 3 and on what the implications are for voting rights and how that affects voters. And the third one will be on the importance of the census and answer questions or concerns that people may have about the census. So if you're interested in any of those 3 topics, the meeting is at Mid-Michigan Community College in the community room at 6:30 tomorrow night. Mid here.
Vice Mayor Gillis.
I would like to ask the public if you're interested in becoming more involved in city government. We have some vacancies on 3 different boards. As a chair of the appointments committee, we will be making these appointments probably in the next month. So I wanted to let you know we will be making a Parks and Recreation Commission appointment. The Isabella County Material Recovery Facility, that's the recycling center, and the City CMU Student Liaison Committee. So if you're interested in any of those committees, please look online at mountpleasant.org under Boards and Commissions, the application's there, and please send us your application. We'd love to have you join our team. Also, I want to remind the public, the voting public, that November 5th is election day. Not in all counties or townships and municipalities, but in Mount Pleasant, we are having a vote on November 5th for City Commission and a proposal for a marijuana ordinance. Please research your candidates and find out what they're all about and what they support. And just so that you know, we do have 2 seats that will be open and 5 candidates. On MAC TV, you can find our League of Women Voters debate, where you can learn a little bit more about those candidates. And also in the Morning Sun, there was a write-up, and some of them also have Facebook city commission candidate pages, so you can learn more about them. And I'm sure anyone would love to talk to you, so if you find their phone number, please feel free to reach out. 2 commission seats will become available. That does not mean you have to vote for 2 candidates. If you have one candidate that you clearly support and are not sure about the other 4, please know that you can just choose one city commission candidate and not have to mark 2. That second vote that you may be giving to someone that you aren't impressed with or excited about may be the vote that makes that candidate become part of the commission. So choose your votes wisely. It's a very important decision. And remember, November 5th. Thank you.
Seeing no other announcements or new business, we'll move into the public comment on agenda or non-agenda items. This is when the public can comment on city-related business. Please come to the podium, state your name and your address, and you have 5 minutes. Seeing no one come forward, I will now close the public comment section. And we will recess for a closed session in conference room E. I would like to let the staff know, or the public know, and the press, that we will be back out for an action item after our closed section. And we obviously have a work session upstairs later after that.